One of the things that drove me away from the ketogenic diet was the plethora of fake keto foods. Fake because they had a lot of weird chemicals in them, and fake because they were trying to mimic non-keto foods. Most keto and carnivore influencers out there will tell you the same thing I'm about to tell you. Kind of the point of going on a carb-restricted diet, in addition to the immediate health benefits, the long-term health benefits, and all the rest of it, is to break the bad habits and break away from the lifestyle we had that made all of our problems possible in the first place. With that in mind, why would you want to consume fake foods that essentially keep those problems going, that enable bad habits? Why would you want to consume, except maybe as a rare treat at the holidays or on your birthday or anniversary or some other major personal celebration in your life, why would you want to consume, keto chocolate, right? Keto pizzas. Especially when you look at the amount of fiber in those things. There's enough fiber that it goes beyond like what some out there who still think fiber is something you need would think is like a prudential amount of fiber to keep you regular in it. Those keto pizzas have like 50 grams of fiber in them when you eat them. I'm thinking the Quest ones, which Quest foods are often some of the most artificial keto foods out there. They're also some of the most popular. So I don't know why you would want to do that, but there is a huge market for it. And it's why I stepped away from keto in the first place and went carnivore. There's not exactly a lot of like processed foods out there for carnivores. In fact, there are none. Basically, I'm not going to count, like Carnivore Crisps, who we'll talk about in a moment, as processed because it's just dried meat in a bag. You open the bag, you have to refrigerate it or eat it all in one sitting. It's not exactly what we would call processed. But a lot of people still miss their carbs, and so you see in carnivore communities, people making carnivore versions of bread and all sorts of things, and that's their prerogative. If you want to eat that, that's your business. In fact, I will tell you right now, I do miss a lot of that stuff. Sometimes I pine for things like chicken strips. Weird because I never had a history of loving chicken strips, but sometimes they sound really good. And so I understand where people are coming from, but there's a limit to this stuff. And the more ingredients the fake foods have, well, the more fake they become, right? So there's a company out there that, I don't think they've thought this through, has decided they want to become the Beyond Meat of bread replacements. Now, comparing yourself to Beyond Meat when their market cap is crashing, their stock value is collapsing, their public image is tarnished, and their image among investors is just gone. Why you'd compare yourself to them instead of, say, Impossible Foods or some of the other ones that seem to be doing a little bit better in the marketplace? I don't know. But we're going to talk about this here before we talk about an alternative. So we get this from a Business Insider, again, mainstream financial analyst website. The $170 million startup behind Better Bagel says it's on a mission to be the Beyond Meat of carbs. Why would you want that? Why would you want to be the Beyond Meat of anything? Beyond Meat products don't taste good. The Beyond Meat products are overpriced, and the Beyond Meat products don't sell, hence why their stock is collapsing. Here's a little snippet from the article, though, to give you an idea of what they're talking about here. Quote, food tech startup Better Brand wants to change the way we eat, but instead of plant-based meat, it's using bagels. Better Brand, which makes low-carbohydrate, high-protein Better Bagels, closed a $6 million Series A funding round, it said on Wednesday. The round valued the company at $170 million, not counting the new investment, according to the company. The valuation is similar to what Facebook and Tesla achieved when they raised Series A funding, the startup said in a press release. Better Brand attracted several investors in the latest round, including Verso Capital, which led the round, as well as returning investors, including Gangil's Fund and 776 Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian's venture capital firm. The Better Bagel contains 90% fewer carbs than a traditional bagel, Better Brand's website says. Each bagel contains about as many carbs as 2 slices of a banana or 1 gram of sugar, and roughly as much as in a stalk of celery, according to the company. It's particularly focused on making products that are lower in refined carbs, which are processed and generally contain fewer nutrients, such as fiber, than unprocessed ones. End quote. I find it always weird when they call fiber a nutrient, as if like there's something of value there, other than maybe it's effective keeping you regular, and some of the effects it has when your body starts digesting, your stomach starts digesting them, and some of the acids and gases made from it that may or may not help in your metabolic processes. I find that interesting. But why would you want to label yourself as the Beyond Meat of anything? I don't know. I have a suggestion for you. If you are keto or carnivore, instead of buying fake breads that are going to probably cause irritable bowel syndrome from the amount of fiber in them, and whose ingredients list is, we'll just say suspect at best, because they have a lot of chemicals in them, things that you need to go to Google to find out what they are, what they're used for, why not make it yourself? If you insist on eating these kind of fake breads, make it yourself. You can control what goes into them. You will be able to tell what every ingredient is. Yes, it may not be shelf stable. You may have to refrigerate the product you make and eat all of it in a couple of days or give some of it away, but that's fine. Why wouldn't you do that? Carnivore Crisps has an interesting product that they've made that'll help with this. I've seen people making bread with these things. So this is their chicken breast flour right here. A lot of people are using this stuff to make chicken breast stuff, like those chicken strips I mentioned are the most common thing I've seen, and I'm going to try that here myself soon. But I've seen people make bread. I saw someone make cupcakes with these things, and not like sweet cupcakes, but like savory cornbread style cupcakes. I've seen a lot of videos like that online, and I'm very curious if you have tried that product, because it's the only chicken flour I've ever seen. And you could make your own bagels. I'm sure with like a chaffle recipe, you could make bagels with this stuff. So why wouldn't you, if you're going to? If you were so inclined, instead of eating bread that's going to be made probably with still wheat and other inflammatory ingredients, why not use just good old-fashioned chicken? It's the oldest thing, and it's the oldest ingredient in the book. You remember the chicken, like if you've done low-carb pizzas in the past, you remember the chicken crusts people used to do? You could probably make a better one than that. But they have another interesting ingredient, and here's where my challenge to you comes in. They have beef and organ blend flour. I've used this before. I have spiked at times my ground beef that I've had with this. I've put a teaspoon or less into the ground beef, let it sit for a little while in its raw form so it get kind of the moisture gets into the flour a little bit, and then worked it a little bit and then fried it up, put a little salt and a little pepper or whatever on it, and ate it and got a little bit of organs. If you're trying to get organs in your life, this might be a better way to do it. But my challenge for you is this, because I didn't taste the organs at all. It's one of the things I don't like about organs. In fact, what I suspect about this is that this is pretty much the exact same stuff that you would get in those overpriced supplements people pay for. But my challenge for you is this beef and organ blend flour. Everyone out there's making chicken strips and chicken nuggets and things and crusts and cupcakes with this stuff, the chicken breast. This is the beef and organ blend. I want to see some of you who are much more culinarily minded than I am. I'm all about barbecue and things, but when it comes to inventing recipes, that's just not me. But for those of you who are inclined to that, go find a way to get yourself some of this stuff. Send me links to any Instagram videos or YouTube shorts or YouTube videos you make or blog posts with this where you use this. Send me a link. If you have a video, I might use a clip from it in a video with full credit given to you, with links to your YouTube channel, Instagram, whatever it is, so you can get some traffic from it. And send it to me, because I'm very legitimately curious what you would do with Carnivore Crisps blend beef and organ blend flour. Now, for those curious, this stuff is made with grass-fed beef heart, grass-fed beef liver, grass-fed beef kidney, and Redmond's real salt. That's it. One serving size is 21 grams, or 3/4 of an ounce, and has 80 calories, 4 grams of fat, and no carbs, 9 grams of protein. Potent stuff. I want to see what you can do with it. Immediately what comes to mind might be, because it's a flour, it should have a binding effect on things, would be meatloaf. That seems to be an easy one. Or meatballs. But I'm curious, some of you who get really creative with this stuff, can you make a bread out of that? It would infinitely be more healthy than that wannabe Beyond Meat bread stuff that they're trying to peddle now. I want to see what you can do. So if you want to try to get some of this, there's a link in the description to Carnivore Crisps with when you go to checkout, enter the code practical, save yourself 10% on it. This stuff should be a game changer in the carnivore space. For those of you who want organs in your diet, but don't want to spend, a ton of money on pills that don't last very long, and you still don't want to taste you just can't get past the taste of liver and kidney and the rest. Trust me, I get it. I'm with you. I can't eat kidney. I can't eat liver. But I want to see your recipe. So I have an email address in the description box. Send me links to any videos you make with this stuff or web posts of any kind. I want to see what you make, and I'll give you full credit in a video. Let me know what you think of this. I'm very curious. Game changer. That's my thought. Anyway, I'm Anthony Stine, Practical Carnivore. Thanks for your time today.